What's up guys, in this video I'll show you how to handle errors properly in Spring Boot. So let's go into our browser and head on to start.spring.io, and I'll create a new Spring Boot application scaffold here and add some dependencies, the Spring Web dependencies and Spring Data GPA. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's generate this and save it to desktop. Okay, and save. So here I'll extract this and open up in IntelliJ IDEA. So go into desktop and demo application, trust project. So it's resolving the Maven dependencies. Okay, so now run the Spring Boot server to ensure all is running well. Okay, this caused by the GPA dependency. Let's clear that out and reload. Okay, let's restart our Spring Boot server to ensure all is running well. Okay, the Sierra Spring Boot server is running well, and in this tutorial I'll be using Postman to test our Spring Boot server. So if I should go to HTTP localhost utility, you can see it's responding. So I'll stop the server for now, and now let's force the server to throw an error when we make request to a certain URL. So here I'll just create uh, a controller, and I'll name this controllers. Okay, and this will be a REST controller, and request mapping will be for the default URL. So here, let's create a function that will return a string, and let's name that hello world. So this should return a string of hello world. and I'll add the get mapping annotation or like this. Okay, so let's also create an exception that will be thrown when this URL is called. So I'll create an exceptions package and name this invalid argument exception. This is just a random exception, it's not tied to Spring Boot. So I'll extend runtime exception, and here I will override and we'll pass an argument to super and name this. Okay, this is an valid argument. So here we have a custom exception. It can also be Spring Boot's exception. It doesn't really matter the exception that is being thrown. But here I'll show you how to handle it properly. So right now, if we start up our Spring Boot server and make request to this hello world as the default URL and started. So if we go back to Postman, we're saying get receive hello world, which works normally. So I'll stop the server and now let's throw an exception. So let's say if 1 is greater than 0, then instead before it returns hello world, let's throw new invalid argument exception. And we can also just put this on the same line. So Ctrl X and put this on the same line. Okay. Okay. So we just throw this instead. Um, do this. So now when we call this default URL, it should show this exception, which will return a 500 status code. So let's see how it works. We've started the server. So the server is started. Now when we send a request from in Postman, it should throw an error. Okay, it throws an error. It says internal server error, then displays the path, and the status code is 500, which is for internal server error. So now we'll force Spring Boot to add the message, because like when you're working on authentication or some other aspects of your program, the Spring Boot application, you will need the message for the error to be included so it could show on the front end. So that's pretty easy, and it only has to do with configuration in Spring Boot. There are some more advanced ways to do that for specific needs, but you want a message like this that is showing in the Spring Boot server running. You want it to show on the front end also. It should be returned here as part of the response from the Spring Boot application. It should be returned as part of the response. So to include the message, just come to your resources folder, your application.properties. I'm going to refactor this name to application.yaml and open that up. So you just change server.error.include message and set this to always. So server error include message always. So if I restart this server now, and if you're starting the Spring Boot server, okay, now if you make a request to this URL, you can see the message for this error is included, which says this is an invalid argument. So when you're working on authentication, this makes it easier for you to work with Spring Boot applications, where you can display the errors on the front end easily without using a response entity or all of that. So this is all for today. Please remember to like if you find this video helpful and share with others, and please remember to subscribe to our channel. Till next time, bye.